I'm Lana with Red Ice, and I have a lot to get out here, so stick with me, it won't take too long. About 5 years ago, I entered the world of dissident politics. Easy to do these days. I never could have imagined what was going to unfold. Even back then, the internet was still the Wild West, where you could be free to roam wherever you pleased. America was still a country where you weren't punished for thought crimes. You can say and ask anything. And that was an amazing time of discovery and liberation for many of us. Something our children may never experience. Trump's in, and nothing's changed. No wall, except a bigger one in Israel. Wars ongoing, endless migration into America, in fact, record numbers. And on top of that, we've seen a blatant authoritarian clampdown on free speech by big tech and corporate America, who have appointed themselves the ministers of truth in all things. Trump is monitoring it. Nothing is changing except for bloodthirsty leftists going for the kill. As a commentator such as myself, you can't even make a move without the thought police riding your back, without journalist activists and pressure groups like the ADL urging platforms, services, and banks to ban us.
We work with Google on using AI to try to interrupt cyber hate before it happens. We work with YouTube to get them to change their algorithms. We work with Facebook on trying to use a redirect method.
Big tech, corporate America, and banks, most of whom receive billions in taxpayer subsidies and bailouts, our tax money, actively working to silence political views they deem unacceptable, actively working to silence voters and taxpayers. Our government does nothing but give them more money. This is a free market democracy. I never figured that it would come to this, but it's become too much to deal with. I know many of you feel the same, tired, fed up, feeling like nothing's going to change, so what's the point? Might as well try and enjoy life without the flack. It's hard enough just getting by as it is. I'm tired of watching my back when I'm out shopping with my kids in case an unstable lefty decides to scream in my face or worse. I'm tired of being treated like a dangerous terrorist for stating the obvious. I've been threatened, hacked, banned, attacked financially, profiled by feds, confronted on the streets, lied about in so many ways, and defamed in world news. What's next? I spend hours on producing content only to have it deleted for wrongthink. American Bolsheviks are winning. They lie, cheat, steal, commit violence, and they get away with it because the system protects them. Their end goal is to make my family, your family, suffer and starve just like in Russia, to become destitute because we refuse to be a drone in their progressive peace and love army ready to take people out in the name of tolerance and diversity. You get tired of battling a system with everything at its disposal, working against you. When you can't be brutally honest without the authorities of truth making you suffer in some way for getting out of line. And they now own the government. Politicians won't battle to protect people like me. No, because they are sellouts. How can we possibly overcome this? I know many of you probably also feel that it's over for European people because they've given up, surrendered to Europhobic lies and propaganda and pressure groups who receive billions to guilt us into a lefty agenda where they dictate truth and how you can live, what you can think, and how you should feel about the world you live in. At some point, when breakthroughs aren't happening, you break. At some point, you have to reassess the cost to your family. And after any breakthroughs do happen, they only clamp down harder to squelch all opposition, like big tech deleting and banning successful videos and people they disagree with. The pressure is too great. The risk is too big, and the stress is too overwhelming. The uncertainty is unbearable. I can't take it anymore. I want it to stop. I guess it's true that women don't belong in politics after all. I just want a normal life, and I want to try. So, guys, I'm done. This is my last video. Oh, and one more thing. I am totally messing with you. I had you, didn't I? All those things I just said is exactly what the CEOs of big tech, lefty corporate America, bankers and politicians like Nadler want you to think. They want you to feel defeated and give up. They want to make you feel that it's all hopeless and insurmountable so that you stop trying. You think our European ancestors gave up while facing a massive challenge? We wouldn't be here if they did. And being Russian, this wouldn't be the first time someone in my family has been on a list held by communists. I do this because I love my family, my ancestors, my tribe, my peeps, all of you. The risk is too great to not oppose this current world order. It won't stop until we make it stop. I won't accept the uncertainty of my children's future. That is unbearable. Quitting is not an option in the middle of an uphill battle that we were starting to win. There is no unseeing. There is no normie life after you see what they didn't want you to see. There is no ignoring it and trying to act normal in an effort to remain calm and unaffected. You can't just go to work each day and witness the effects of a crumbling society and go on with your life unfeathered. It affects you each and every day. You see it, feel it, hear it, and experience it everywhere, every day. There is no getting over it, no surrendering, no being left alone, even for those on the sidelines. The reminders are everywhere, pulling on you to do your part to stop it. The battle for your mind is all around you. It's unavoidable, inescapable, and we were starting to get the upper hand. It's why the system is reorganizing to shut it down. We are a threat. Otherwise, they wouldn't care. Otherwise, they'd debate us. Otherwise, they wouldn't obsess about us nonstop. They wouldn't write about a $150 super chat donation. If they could have their way, they'd ban us from breathing air. These are very wicked people who preach love, but practice hate. Am I just going to remain silent and bake cookies while the future of my children hangs in the balance dictated by a hostile minority? No. Yeah, it's exhausting at times, but what is the alternative? I won't be that mother who sat by and said nothing in fear of being called dumb names, in fear of people writing mean words about me. Words don't break you unless they are true. We know how this is going to go. They win for a short time through all sorts of devious, unfair, underhanded tricks and through threats of harm and financial loss. But it doesn't last. They will lose because the truth is not with them. The truth isn't what drives them. They deny human nature and fight against it at every turn. And that is a path doomed to failure. It may be propped up by artificial means and force for a period, but ultimately, it's going down. Hey, like the Antifa website. It's going down. Globalists are the biggest recruiters of anti-globalists. They can't help themselves. They will push too hard, too fast, get reckless, and they will fail long-term because of it. They will never be able to destroy human nature and nature's order, no matter how hard they are trying to do so. It's timeless and indestructible. The forces of nature will always force things to revert back to their natural state. Them not being able to control it will drive them mad. Do they also think that banning people for talking about their agenda is going to make them less suspicious, less driven, and less likely to think there is a conspiracy? Of course not. But I think that they hope to shut down the outreach to new people. But I have faith in the spirit of truth to find incredible ways to be known. We're here talking about it, aren't we? And of course, it takes all of you sharing important content, kind of like Samizdat. It's also true that Trump wasn't a complete loss. No. Normal, decent white Americans are becoming far more aware of blatant Europhobic lies and propaganda. They are realizing that there are indeed forces working against them as a group in an act of malice. Mostly European Americans voting for a wall was a healthy instinct, and it hasn't just gone away. There comes a time when even the guy on the couch will say something about all of this. Why? Because eventually that thing everyone tries to avoid will find you in your comfy, normie life. There will come a time when all are confronted with truths about our current world order. You can try and hide and put your head down, but it won't keep you safe from reality. The future of a white European identity movement isn't a matter of if, but when. Now, I know talking about white identity bothers some of you. Well, you white people act on it every day without being aware of it. Listen to my other video, What No One Says About Identity Politics. And what's the purpose, you ask, of a white identity movement? Well, to finally, once again, think like a unified group acting in our best interests to set things right. No one but Europeans can save the best parts of Western civilization, duh. No one cares like us, obviously. Globalism is not in our best interest, and we are the ones who will stop it. In the West, it is white people who are anti-globalist, as we are hit by it the hardest. But we also have many non-European allies and foreign nations who also oppose this insanity. Things are changing rapidly. And with that comes a bit of reshuffling and outside-the-box thinking. A reboot here and there is a must to not become stale like the left has become. Whether this movement wants that or not, it's happening. In a rapidly changing world, even though not for the best, you have to adapt and reinvent to get to where you want to go. Let's do it! All of you also need to be weaned off of YouTube because those days are numbered. Most of our popular videos were deleted or limited, we hardly come up recommended, and of course we're buried in a lot of other ways. We were getting out there a bit too much. I mean, come on. All the best political commentators on YouTube aren't progressives. There are so many lefty commentators regurgitating the same crap that you can get it absolutely anywhere. Oversaturation is making people sick of it. Their own hysteria and need for total control and domination will cause them to destroy themselves. So, very important. Be sure to visit our websites and all other links below. Follow us and find out about new uploads. I will be making more videos just for members, not YouTube. And most importantly, the best way you can support us through this bumpy time so we can weather the storm is to sign up for a Red Eyes membership. For the cost of buying an organic latte every month, you can help us continue and remain a voice of sanity on the internet. If you love us, we remain. It's as simple as that. We're in this because of you. Thanks for watching.